Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Thursday to you. Today, I am inside my book. Isn't it awesome? Today, we're going to use this book to do both of our assignments. So, we're going to do our compare and contrast. Watch closely at the bedroom because we're going to compare the character's bedroom to your bedroom. Now, in this book, the main character is named Wesley. So watch for Wesley because he's the main character. The setting is his backyard. And so, can you imagine this being your backyard? Look at that snake up there. It's like right above my head. I don't know if I'd want a snake like that in my backyard. And that bird, it looks more like something from a jungle. Wasn't that awesome? Let's read the story of Westlandia together, and then we'll talk more. Let's go on here.
And now,
Westlandia. This story is written by Paul Fleischman and illustrated by Kevin Hawks. Of course he's miserable, moaned Wesley's mother. He sticks out like a nose, snapped his father. Listening through the heating vent, Wesley knew they were right. He was an outcast from the civilization around him. He alone in his town disliked pizza and soda, alarming his mother and the school nurse. He found professional football stupid. He'd refused to shave half his head, the hairstyle worn by all the other boys, despite his father's bribe of $5. Passing his neighborhood's two style of housing, garages on the left and garages on the right, Wesley alone dreamed of more exciting forms of shelter. He had no friends, but plenty of tormentors. Fleeing them was his only sport he was good at. Each afternoon, his mother asked him what he'd learned in school that day. That seeds are carried from a great distance by the wind, he answered on Wednesday. That civilization has its staple food crop, he answered on Thursday. That school's over and that I should find a good summer project, he answered on Friday. As always, his father mumbled, I'm sure you'd use that knowledge often. Suddenly, Wesley's thought shot sparks. His eyes blazed. His father was right. He could actually use what he had learned that week for a summer project. That would top all others. He would grow his own staple food crop and found his own civilization. The next morning, he turned over a plot of ground in the yard. That night, the wind blew from the west. It raced across the trees and set his curtains snapping. Wesley lay awake listening. His land was being planted. 5 days later, the first seedling appeared. You'd have thought bedlam on your hands if you don't get those weeds out, warned his neighbor. Actually, that's my crop, replied Wesley. In this type of garden, there are no weeds. Following ancient tradition, Wesley fellow gardeners grew tomatoes, beans, Brussels sprouts, and nothing else. Wesley found it thrilling to open his land to chance, to invite the new and the unknown. The plants shot up past his knees, then to his waist. They seemed to be all the same sort. Wesley couldn't find them in any plant book. Are those tomatoes, beans, or Brussels sprouts? Asked Wesley's neighbor. None of the above, replied Wesley. Fruit appeared, yellow at first, then blushing into magenta. Wesley picked one and sliced through the rind to the juicy purple center. He took a bite and found the taste an entrancing blend of peach, strawberry, pumpkin pie, and flavors he had no name for. Ignoring the shelf of cereal in the kitchen, Wesley took to breakfasting on the fruit. He dried half a rind to serve as a cup, built his own squeezing device, and drank the fruit juice throughout the day. Pulling up a plant, he found large tubers on the root. These he boiled, fried, or roasted on the family's barbecue, seasoning them with a pinch of the plant's highest aromatic leaves. It was hot work tending to the crop. To keep off the sun, Wesley wove himself a hat from the strips of plant woody bark. His success with the hat inspired him to devise a spinning wheel and loom on which he wove a loose-fitting robe from the stalk's soft inner fibers. Unlike jeans, which he found scratchy and heavy, the robe was comfortable, reflected the sun, and offered a myriad of opportunities for pockets. His schoolmates were scornful, then curious. Grudgingly, Wesley allowed them 10 minutes apiece at his mortar, crushing the plant's seeds to collect the oil. The oil had a tangy scent and served him both as a suntan lotion and a mosquito repellent. He rubbed it on his face each morning and sold small amounts to his former tormentors at the price of $10 per bottle. "What happened to your watch?" asked his mother one day. Wesley admitted he had no longer wore it. He told time by the stalks that he used as sundials and had divided the day into 8 segments, the number of petals on his plant flowers. He had adopted a new counting system as well, based likewise upon the number 8. His domain, home to many such innovations, he named Westlandiaville. Uninterested in traditional sports, Wesley made up his own. These were designed for single players and used many different parts of the plant. His spectators looked on with envy. Realizing that more players would offer him more scope, Wesley invented other games that would include his schoolmates, games rich with strategy and complex scoring systems. He tried to be patient with the other players' blunders. August was unusually hot. Wesley built himself a platform and took to sleeping in the middle of Westlandia. He passed the evening playing a flute he fashioned from a stalk or gazing up at the sky, renaming the constellations. His parents noted Wesley's improved morale. "It's the first time in years he's looked happy," said his mother. Wesley gave them a tour of Westlandia. "What do you call this plant?" asked his father. Not knowing its name, Wesley had begun calling it Swist, from the sound its leaves rustling in the trees. In like manner, he'd named a new fabric, games, food, and all he created, entire language. Mixing the plant oil with soot, Wesley made possible ink. As the finale to his summer project, he used the ink in his own 8-letter alphabet to record the history of his civilization founding. In September, Wesley returned to school. He had no shortage of friends. There's all his friends. Nice job. Okay, I'm going to stop. Oops. There we go. So I need to stop that. Now, let me share. Okay, so today we're going to take out our compare and contrast organizer. And we're going to compare, I'm just trying right there. We're going to compare Wesley's room to your room. So go ahead and write on the top of yours, Wesley's room and my room. And we're going to take a look closely at Wesley's room for a second here. Let me go back to Wesley's room here. Okay, so here's Wesley's room. Take a close look at it. Let's play it again here. So this is a piranha right here. He's got an invention, carefully listening through the vent. It's kind of old-fashioned, isn't it? He's got a dartboard here, and on the dartboard, he has a piece of pizza, and he throws his dartboards at the pizza. Here's an iguana That's pretty exotic, isn't it? Here's another invention. Not sure, some kind of a drinking thing, I think. Here's he's got a dresser. Okay, let's take a look one more time at Wesley's room. Right there. Because you're comparing it to your room. Oh, I forgot to look at some things at the top. Let's see. So up here, oops, sorry. Up here he has some mobiles hanging. He's got a crane of some sort that he's made with origami and a picture. So there's a lot going on in his room, right? And down at the bottom of his room, get a little bit farther, you can see he's got this remote control with antennas on it. And I don't know if it can show it very well. He has, oh, no, they didn't show it very well. He has some other inventions down here. So let's go back to our organizer now. Didn't work. Let's see. New share, organizer. Let's put this one down. Sorry. I'll stop the share altogether and then we'll come back to that. Didn't seem to be working. Okay. There we go. Okay, here we are. Okay, so in Wesley's room and your room, remember down the middle, we're going to put the things that are the same. So I noticed in Wesley's room, he had a bed. If you have a bed in your room, you can put that right down the middle. I'll put bed right there. I noticed he had a dresser. A lot of people have dressers in their room. So let's put dresser right here. And he had carpet on the floor. Good. And I have carpet in my room. If you have carpet in your room, you can put that there. Now, if you have some other things that are the same as Wesley, you can put them here. Maybe you have pictures on the wall, a dartboard. Maybe you have things hanging from your ceiling. I don't, so I can't put that there. Or maybe you have a pet that you keep in your bedroom. So you could put all those things right down in the things that you have the same as Wesley's room. Now in Wesley's room, he had some exotic pets. I don't have that in my room. So exotic pets, an iguana, a piranha. It's pretty exotic, isn't it? In Wesley's room, he had some inventions. I don't have that in my room. In Wesley's room, he had a dartboard. Okay. And if you want to put other things that you noticed in Wesley's room, you can do that. Now, in my room, what do I have in my room that Wesley doesn't have? Well, I just have pretty ordinary things. I have a lamp. I have, what else do I have that he doesn't have? I have a desk. And in my room, I also have a couch. I have a pretty big room, so it has a couch in it. So tell me about your room. What do you have that Wesley doesn't have? What did you notice that Wesley has that you don't have? And what do you both have? When we compare and contrast things, it helps us remember. It gives us more information. It helps us ask questions. That's what compare and contrasting helps us do. And it helps us better understand Wesley compared to you in this situation. Okay, now that was our compare and contrast. We're also going to do our journal write from this Westlandia. And so for your journal write today, tell me about something that you want to accomplish over the summertime. He wanted to do a project. So he thought, I'll grow this great Westlandia in my parents' backyard and it'll be awesome. And he did it. And along the way, he made friends. That was pretty cool, huh? So Your job is to tell me what your project's going to be. Maybe it's something you want to get better at. Riding a bike. Maybe you want to get better at, I don't know, playing a game. Maybe you want to get better at doing something in the yard, helping grow the garden. One year, my daughter helped me grow a garden, and she was so proud of those carrots that she grew. It was awesome. Or maybe it's something you want to do to decorate your bedroom and make your room a cool place. Maybe it's becoming an awesome reader and keep reading every day. Whatever your project is, will you write about it in your journal today? And take the weekend. We're not gonna come to school tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, and then Monday we don't have school because that's Memorial Day. So I will see you again on Tuesday. Bye.